Welcome to the course Data Cleaning and Preprocessing with Python, a complete and friendly course designed to provide you with the foundations of programming with Python with an emphasis on data cleaning and preprocessing, steps that are essential in any data analysis or machine learning workflow. Whether you are a student, a professional changing careers, or a data enthusiast, this course will guide you step by step through key programming concepts and powerful data manipulation techniques using Pandas, NumPy, scikit-learn, and more. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rocio Chavez. Among other things, I studied a PhD in information technologies, specializing in system modeling and simulation. I have taught different courses related to data science and machine learning at the master's level. Since 2020, I have also dedicated myself to sharing my knowledge both on Udemy and on my YouTube channel Rocio Chavez Ciencia de Datos, where you can find more than 200 videos that I hope will be useful to you. Most of the videos are in Spanish, but you can enable the automatic generation of subtitles either in English or in any other language available on YouTube. During my time as a student and researcher, I often faced a great challenge that is not always mentioned in courses: data cleaning and preparation. This was one of the most complicated parts and the one that took me the longest to master. That's what motivated me to develop this course: the desire to help you have a clear and practical guide about data cleaning and processing, so you don't have to go through what I went through. I should mention that I am Mexican, so my native language is not English. In case the speed at which I speak in the videos seems slow to you, you can change the playback speed here. We will be using a program called JupyterLab, which allows you to mix code, view results online, and document everything in the same notebook. I chose this interactive development environment instead of Jupyter Notebook, which is more commonly used, because in JupyterLab it is easier to carry out code debugging. Code debugging is the process of detecting, analyzing, and correcting errors in a program so that it works correctly and efficiently. To help you apply what you learn in a practical way, you'll have access to all the scripts and files used throughout the course. This will allow you to easily adapt them to your needs without having to write all the code from scratch. Both the scripts and the files can be found in the resources folder of each lesson. We will begin by learning the fundamentals of programming in Python: data types, operators, data structures, and control flow structures. How to write your own functions and use built-in functions. A built-in function is a tool already incorporated in Python that you can use immediately to perform frequent operations without having to program them yourself from scratch. We will work with different data formats such as Excel, comma-separated value files, Parquet, and JSON. We will also see how to connect Python with SQL Server so that you can query your databases from JupyterLab. Before applying any machine learning model, performing statistical analysis, or generating visualizations, there is a fundamental step that is often overlooked: data preprocessing. Preprocessing is the set of techniques and transformations that we apply to data before analyzing or modeling it. Its goal is to prepare the information so that it is coherent, clean, and useful. In other words, preprocessing turns a raw or messy dataset into a structured and high-quality one, ready to be used. Preprocessing includes different stages, such as data cleaning, which consists of detecting and handling errors, whether typographical, formatting, or data type, removing duplicate records, handling missing values, standardizing categorical values, and identifying outliers and correcting them if they are errors. Data transformation, through which we adapt our variables into suitable formats for analysis, ensuring coherence and compatibility among them. This step includes operations such as scaling numerical values, normalizing distributions, or encoding the categorical variables, so that machine learning algorithms or statistical analysis can correctly interpret the information. Data integration, combining data from multiple sources into the same dataset. Data reduction, which involves simplifying the dataset while keeping only the most relevant information. For example, this can be done by removing variables whose variance is equal to or close to 0, since they provide little or no useful information. In this way, the resulting dataset keeps only the variables that contain essential information for the analysis or model, reducing complexity and improving processing efficiency. And the data formatting phase, which aims to organize and structure the dataset correctly, ensuring that the columns have clear and consistent names, that each variable uses the appropriate data type, and that the final file is in a format compatible with the analysis or model to be developed. Throughout this course, you will learn how to apply both simple and advanced techniques to carry out these stages of data cleaning and data preprocessing using Python, one of the most powerful and popular tools in the world of data analysis. Let's begin together this learning journey into Python and the fascinating world of data handling. I'll see you in class 1.